Hey, how are you? It's Mary Bicknell. Welcome to Lead a Life Uncommon, where every Monday you're going to get a little biz bite to start your week off right. And then every Wednesday, we're going to deep dive into all things personal growth, where my goal is to help you have an aha every single week. You know, this podcast is for you, for the woman who's the go-getter, who knows there's more inside. And you know what? You're ready to smash through that self-imposed glass ceiling so you can finally see what you're made of. Ready? Let's go. Today, we're going to talk about the truth. Time freedom is true wealth. That's the truth. See, we're all grinding, hustling, moving, shaking to try to get to a point where we can finally do whatever the hell we want to do whenever we want to do it, which means we want to do what we want to do with our time. You know, sometimes it doesn't take something catastrophic, something crazy, something where you hit rock bottom, where you start recognizing, hopefully it doesn't, let me say it that way. Hopefully it doesn't, where you're just like, oh my God, I got to get my shit together. Today, what we're going to talk about is how to stop consuming all the tricks of the trade. What the single most important thing that you need to do to pivot, to move from making six figures to making multiple six figures or more. Maybe you don't have a business where you want to do that. Still pay attention and listen, because we're going to be talking about your evolved future self. I'm Mary Bicknell. If you don't know me, I am a success mentor for women who want to create the life that they want to create, and they want to be able to regret-proof it. What does that even mean? It means that, look, you don't want to look back one day. I don't know about you, but my definition of hell on earth is looking back and thinking, holy shit, I wasted my moment. I wasted my time. That isn't, like, that's hell. Like, even me saying it makes me all like, rah. I want more time freedom. I can make a ton of money. I do make a lot of money. What I can't make more of is time. So this is the shift for you to recognize that all the money in the world is great if you use it to buy yourself some time. And this really starts with acknowledging that the woman that needs to show up, the one in the mirror, you need to be making decisions from this evolved future self, your evolved higher self. And look, the reality is most of us, most women are never taught to show up in her evolved self. Be a good girl, do it the right way, don't break the rules, raise your hand, don't speak up. You're never going to have time freedom if you're doing things according to what everybody else says. Look, the struggle, when you're in struggle, here's what I believe about struggle. When you're in struggle, what happens is it's a lie that you're telling yourself. See, the struggle will always make you feel less than. The struggle is always going to make you feel broke. The struggle is always going to rob you of your time. I believe the real struggle is that you know what you want to do. You just don't do it. You don't follow through on your true intuition. And guess what? Your intuition is coming from your evolved self. Your intuition is the knowing that you know that you know. Your intuition, some people are like, it's the universe, it's God, whatever. Maybe your evolved self is the truest version, the truest expression of the universe. The divine coming through you is your evolved self. So that part of you knows. And when you struggle, it's like you're going against what you know. I know that's a mind bender. Listen to this again, right? I really want to support you that you know, because nobody's telling you you know. People are making you second guess and making you doubt, laughing at your big dreams, laughing at your big desires. You know the truth that time freedom is really what it's about. That's really how you can feel wealthy. Wealthy mind, body, spirit. Look, when you're grinding it out, is that a definition of wealth? I don't know about you, but look, when I've been busy with business and grinding it out, being exhausted, crying, eating those M&Ms, all the things. And then this internal thing was happening. And that internal thing was I was pushing against what I know to be true. We give it all kinds of fancy names. The struggle, I'm stuck, resistance, procrastination, perfectionism, imposter syndrome, all of these labels that we want to give to the thing of us not listening and acting from our evolved self. So how to stop consuming all of the tricks to get busy? Here's how to get busy doing the real work of making money so that you can have more free time. Number one, stop listening to everyone. You know, in marketing, one of the things I teach my clients is like when you're marketing to everyone, you're marketing no one, right? You just become Safeway vanilla ice cream. It's the same thing when you're listening to everyone, the next shiny object, the next squirrel thing, 10 different podcasts, 50 different emails that you get. How are you ever going to listen to yourself? So this is the number one thing to do like now, even though I know you're listening to me. Listen more to what I'm saying. Pick a couple mentors to listen to. And this is the trick. Stop consuming. Stop being a voracious consumer. You are distracting yourself from your own thoughts by having all of this like noise around you. You know, my friend, you know, your evolved self knows. When do you take time to listen to what you have to say? From the perspective of listening from your goals, from your desires, listening to the woman who's already achieved those things, imagining what she said. The single most important thing to pivot to move you from just 6 figures to multiple 6 figures plus. This is what I really talk about in my up-level, next-level mastermind mentorship, the collective. The most important thing to pivot is letting go, which sounds so counterintuitive. I totally get it. Letting go of all the things that you have to do and mastering 1 or 2 things that will truly get you down the field. Create the steps toward the goal. You have so many different things on your list, checklist. And when in reality that there's just a few tiny little things to actually do for success. There's only a few money mindset thing or MMAs, money-making activities. There's only a few money-making activities. And one of the key money-making activities is get your head on straight. Part of getting your head on straight is if you are embodying your evolved self and you have a daily practice of listening, of tuning in, of asking the question, what is the very next step, and listening and doing that instead of doubting yourself and questioning. Now, granted, you don't know all the things to, build $1 million business or build a house or lose 50 pounds or of course you need guidance for some things. And then you have to trust, then you have to listen. Does that make sense? Is that logical? Does that feel right to me? I don't know about you, but I have bought programs, hired people, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. But I went in thinking they know everything. It's kind of funny, with my clients, I've got all the to-dos. I've got hours and dozens of hours and hours of training for you. Dozens of checklists. And still, at the end of the day, none of that stuff matters if it doesn't feel right, if it's the wrong thing for you, if that evolved self is going, I don't really know whether I want to show up all the time online, do a every day show up, or it's the same thing if you're trying to lose. I don't know if I want to give up things, give up sugar or whatever it is. How often do you listen to yourself? Not the doubting part of yourself, the evolved self. What do you do when you build a great business and it's not quite in anymore? Here's the thing. You feel like you have to adjust it. You just really don't know how. Look, one of the things that is going on inside my business right now is a pivot. Is a pivot. And why a pivot? Look, I have a 7-figure business, 7 figures over the last 2 years, and all the things, 2 houses, all the things, right? And the most incredible women, fantastic women. And I'm at a place, right, where it's like, oh, what's the next thing? What's the next creative outlet? I look at my business as a creative outlet. How does it allow me to evolve? And the scary part, here's the scary part, is when you've built something, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to pivot, that means somehow all that's going to fall apart and disappear. That's not true. I know that some of you out there, you want to have a new business and you think all of your history is just going to be wiped away, that previous job, all those initials, all the degrees, all the things. That's not true. See, it's not starting over. Pivoting is starting with a different lens of experience. So you're not starting over. Pivoting, again, is just seeing things through the lens of your experience that will inform the direction you should go. If you listen, that gets back to, are you listening from your evolved self? Here's your action step. Here's your regret-proof action step. Your regret-proof life action step. Today, sit down and really ask yourself, what does time freedom really look like to you? Is it true that you think it's the true wealth? I do. Time freedom is true wealth. There are many ways that you can make a lot of money, many ways, and I'm happy to teach all of them to you. How to leverage your time, how to, all the things. First, you need to allow yourself to acknowledge that you want more time freedom. When you regret-proof your life, this action step, ready? Sit down today and ask yourself, what is true time freedom? What does that look like? What does that perfect day look like? That great week, that great month, your year? See, when you can design your time, design your lifestyle that you want, then it becomes so much easier to have that as your guidepost. So now you can be informed. That's your evolved desire. Then that informs, what are you doing? How are you showing up? What's happening for you? Make sense? I know that's deep. So that's number one. And then number two, look at what else is true wealth for you. Is it $200,000? Is it $2 million? Is it $20 million? What does wealth look like? I'm a big believer, my job, what I really want for every single woman is to have emotional, time, and financial freedom so that you never have to rely on anyone but you. When we take full responsibility for our life, see, right now you're watching, whether you're watching me live, hello, whether you're watching in the replay, hi, whether you're watching on YouTube, wherever you're watching, on Facebook, all the places. You're here listening right now because something resonates with you. There's a ring of truth here. You want to believe in the possibilities, and I'm here to tell you the possibilities are real. The possibilities are real. If you're thinking them, those possibilities are real for you. So in this moment, don't turn away. Don't get distracted. Sit down, anchor that in, connect with your evolved self. Connect with her. Of course, it might feel uncomfortable, but this is the guarantee. You will never have the things that you say that you want to have without deep personal work. Clearing, cleansing, letting go of all the stuff. I love doing that work. I want to do that work with you. I love the crying. I love the shedding. I like the releasing. I love the unlearning, the letting go of the conditioning. I promise you that when you do that work, boom, that's when your evolved self shines out. So I'm looking forward to hearing you do that exercise. Get back to me. Look, if you want to have a deeper conversation, just wherever you're watching this, message me, tag me, get into my DMs. not only do I want to help you create an amazing business, if that's what you want to have a conversation about, but I'm also here to talk to you about creating the regret-proof life. And really what that is, it's a belief. It's a way of going through your life so that you never will look back thinking, oh, I wish I would have, I could have, I didn't. Because truly, you need to define what is your own hell on earth. Mine, look, that's going to be for another day, but here's a sneak peek. Mine is when I didn't trust my intuition, my higher self. Remember, we said our intuition is our evolved self. There's moments in my life I just didn't listen. And every single time, I didn't listen to my knowing that I know, bit me right in the rear end. And you know what I'm talking about. So if you want to work on your mindset, you want to work on business development, maybe you're somebody who's got all of the courses on your computer, you've never done them. It's not that you need tons more how to, you need more than that. And I look forward to helping you with that. Enjoy the day. Hey, you've been listening to the Lead a Life Uncommon podcast. I'm here helping you create a life to allow you to do whatever the heck you want to do, whenever you want to do it. If you got some value out of this, I'm going to ask you, pop over and give a 5-star review. Subscribe and share this with a girlfriend you know is ready to lead a life uncommon herself. And I want to give you a couple things. Number one is pop over to marybicknell.com/podcast. I have something called the Guide to Your Hidden Thoughts Around Money and Success. You're going to uncover some good stuff there. It's a little workshop I'm giving to you. And another thing I want you to take advantage of is this exercise I did all around connecting with your evolved future self. You're going to love this exercise. It's going to be fantastic. In fact, when you're done, please go and tag me on Instagram or any of the socials and tell me what you thought. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye now.